everybody goes to GMB, and I have taken a pay cut, as others have, to go do this kind of work. We don't have big corporate money behind us. But everybody that is there is really singularly focused on solving problems to create real and lasting change in the world. And here's a little bit about us and what we do. So we're focused on solving problems. We got a lot of problems: the economy, big problems, security, healthcare, energy. Right now I'm working on a campaign for the state of New York, and our charge is to get people in the city and state of New York to use 15% less electricity by 2015. And this is no minor issue. It's by far the most important and complex thing I've ever worked on, and it should be launching around January, so hopefully it'll be awesome and cool, and you guys will love it. The environment, education, obesity, clean water, disease, poverty, gender equity. Oh my God. It is a very, very tricky time in the world right now. And so what I'm here to talk to you about today is whether or not you want to come work with us someday at GMB and work on these kinds of things, or you're going to work in the commercial world. The point here is that social selling is really exploding because everyone is aware that we are facing some really, really acute problems. So I'm just going to quickly go through I'm a planner, so I have to use the word zeitgeist. The cultural zeitgeist of the time and some of the problems and how some marketers are responding. So first of all, we are living definitely in the age of anxiety, and it's less like, I'm stressed that I'm not going to make partner or something like that. It's the threat of physical survival. So, even in the United States here, people are worried about, will I have health care? They're living paycheck to paycheck. They're worried about their families' lives, and everybody's really worried about the future of the world. So when I did this energy project, I did a huge ethnographic research project around the state of New York, going to people's homes, watching them use energy, what have you. And they all talk about, their children are bringing home from school all of the environmental lessons, and when they would talk about why they want to use less energy, it's so my child will have a world tomorrow. So I promise not to be Debbie Downer the whole time, by the way. It's just, this is a serious issue. So JWT has something called the Anxiety Index, and we are indexing high on anxiety right now. So this was their last wave, and so 3 to 1 in America, we are anxious and nervous. Does this shock anybody? I mean, this is sort of the time that we are in, and without going over this big, huge chart, the thing that's interesting about it now, and it has been growing, is it's really stuff that's directly related to my life, the state of the economy, the cost of healthcare, and the cost of living. I might not play some of these ads because I want to get to some of the other stuff, but just to point out to you some marketers that are doing a good job of like tapping into the cultural zeitgeist. So Hyundai, for instance, it isn't the greatest ad ever, but right after the recession, they came up with the Hyundai Reassurance Program, which said, if you lose your income, if you buy a new car from us and you lose your income, you can return it. And so that was something, they faced that kind of anxiety really, really head on. On a positive note, we're also seeing this trend towards resourcefulness. And so what's really happening is, as the recession happened, and a lot of people said this that I talked to, they said, you know what, I actually think it was kind of a good thing. We were just consuming way too much, we were thinking about the wrong things, and that really isn't the person that I want to be, that's just this, you know, this consumer that just wants to trade up and all this kind of stuff. And so you have this point in time where you have economic collapse and eco instability coming together at one time, with people saying, you know what, I need to not just use, I need to be more resourceful with my money, with stuff. Recycling has gone quite mainstream. There's this whole idea of repurposing things. So I'm not going to go buy a new piece of furniture. I'm going to get some old thing and like add my creative flair to it, what have you. And really, it's like a return to the original American consumer value. And so there are a lot of, we found that in our research this summer, or winter rather, and since then a couple of quantitative studies have come out and said we were right in numbers, which I already knew, but it's nice to have numbers. So for instance, Deloitte and Touche did a big study, and the vast majority of people are going to continue to spend cautiously even if the economy comes back, which I don't think it's going to be coming back in the way that we experienced before anytime soon. And 89% feel they become more resourceful, the exact word that we kind of identified. And Ogilvy has done a big study about post-recession, and say most people think they've changed their spending habits for the better. And more importantly for us is that it's made them rethink their values and their perspective. And so they're really not relying on someone else, they're relying on themselves. So a good example of that would be Target. Again, this is kind of shitty quality, but I'm going to show it to you. So Target is really tapping into this, hey, you know, the economy collapsed, but it's not all bad. You know, we're actually adapting to it, and we're living in a different way.
This is a brand new day, and it's getting better every single day. This is a brand new day, and I'm feeling better when you say la 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 la.
A new day, new ways to save.
Very, very smart of them. You know, everybody's like, ah, and they're like, it's a brand new day. It's not that bad. Ride your bike. You know, very, very smart. And, you know, they are. That's the thing that I really want to impress upon you today. And I've been doing this for this summer. It'll be 15 years. I can't even believe it. But we do set social standards in marketing. It's a huge pulpit and a huge voice that you have when you get to put this stuff out into the world and know that it's going out there and doing something. So you want to think about what impact it's going to have on society. What impact is it going to have on people's psyches? You know, are you going to do something that sort of lifts them up and makes them see a brand new day, or are you going to kind of like exploit their fears? And it's really your choice as the people that create those communications to do that.